The fluorescent lights of First National Bank buzzed overhead as 16-year-old Malik Johnson stepped through the glass doors, his backpack slung over one shoulder. It was a humid summer afternoon in Oakwood, a small but bustling town where everyone knew everyone, or so they thought. Malik, dressed in a clean hoodie and jeans, clutched a check for $2,000, earned from his summer job as a music producer for a local studio. His dream was to save enough for a new laptop to expand his budding career. Today it was supposed to be a simple errand: deposit the check and head home. Behind the counter, Karen Mitchell, the bank manager, watched Malik approach. Her eyes narrowed slightly, her lips tightening into a thin line. Karen had been with the bank for 15 years, priding herself on her ability to spot trouble. To her, Malik's hoodie and confident stride screamed suspicion, despite the bank's diverse clientele. She adjusted her glasses and leaned forward as Malik reached the teller. "Hi, I'd like to deposit this check," Malik said politely, sliding the check across the counter to the young teller, Sarah, who smiled warmly. "Sure thing," Sarah replied, scanning the check. But before she could process it, Karen stepped in, her voice sharp. "Hold on, Sarah. Let me see that." Karen snatched the check, her eyes darting between Malik and the paper. "This is a large amount for someone your age. Where did you get this?" Malik blinked, caught off guard. "I earned it. I'm a music producer. It's from my job at Soundwave Studio." Karen's skepticism was palpable. "A music producer? At your age?" She didn't wait for a response. "Sarah, call the verification line. And you," she pointed at Malik, "wait right there." Malik's stomach churned, but he stood tall, refusing to let her tone shake him. He noticed other customers glancing his way, their whispers like static in the air. Sarah hesitated, sensing the tension, but followed Karen's orders. Minutes passed, and Karen grew impatient. "This is taking too long," she muttered. Without warning, she picked up the phone and dialed 911. "There's a young man here with a suspicious check," Karen said into the receiver, her voice low but firm. "He's acting nervous, and I think it might be fraudulent. Can you send someone?" Over Malik's heart sank. "Ma'am, I'm not doing anything wrong. That's my money." Karen ignored him, her gaze fixed on the door. Within minutes, 2 police officers arrived, their presence drawing every eye in the bank. Malik felt the weight of their stares, his palms sweating as he explained, "I'm just trying to deposit my check. I earned it." The officers, Officer Daniels and Officer Lee, listened but seemed swayed by Karen's insistence. "We'll need to verify this," Daniel said, taking the check. Malik stood frozen, humiliation burning in his chest. He texted his mother, Dr. Aisha Johnson, CEO of a prominent tech firm, Horizon Innovations. "Mom, I'm at the bank. They called the cops on me." Aisha was in a board meeting when her phone buzzed. Her heart stopped as she read Malik's message. Without hesitation, she excused herself, grabbed her keys, and sped toward the bank. Aisha was a formidable woman, known for her sharp intellect and commanding presence. As a black woman who had risen to the top of a male-dominated industry, she was no stranger to prejudice, but the thought of her son facing it ignited a fire in her. When Aisha stormed into the bank, the air shifted. Her tailored suit and confident stride demanded attention. Karen, still standing near the counter, froze as Aisha approached, her heels clicking against the marble floor. "What's going on here?" Aisha's voice was calm but laced with steel. Malik rushed to her side.
"Oh,
"They think my check is fake. They called the police." Aisha's eyes locked onto Karen, who stammered. Aisha was just following protocol. The check seemed suspicious. Suspicious? Aisha's tone was icy. "My son earned that money. He's a music producer, and that check is from a reputable studio. Did you even bother to verify it before calling the police?" Karen's face flushed, but she doubled down. It's my job to protect the bank. Aisha didn't flinch, and it's my job to protect my son. Do you know who I am? Dr. Aisha Johnson, CEO of Horizon Innovations. That check is legitimate, and your actions are not. The officers exchanged uneasy glances. Officer Lee stepped forward. Ma'am, we're just here to ensure everything's in order. Let's verify the check now. Sarah, who had been silent, quickly called Soundwave Studio. Within minutes, the studio owner confirmed the check's authenticity. Karen's expression crumbled, but she offered no apology. Aisha's gaze never wavered. This isn't over, she said, guiding Malik out of the bank as they left. Malik felt a mix of relief and anger. Why did she do that, Mom? Aisha's jaw tightened. Because some people see a young black man and assume the worst. But we're going to make this right. The incident at First National Bank spread like wildfire through Oakwood. A bystander had recorded the confrontation on their phone, and by evening, the video was trending on social media. The hashtag banking while black gained traction, with users sharing similar stories of racial profiling. Local news outlets picked up the story, and Aisha, leveraging her connections, ensured it reached national platforms. Karen Mitchell faced immediate backlash. Customers began closing their accounts, citing the bank's mishandling of the situation. The bank's corporate office issued a statement condemning discrimination, but stopped short of admitting fault. Aisha wasn't satisfied. She contacted her lawyer, Natalie Jackson, a civil rights attorney known for taking on high-profile cases. Together, they filed a lawsuit against First National Bank for racial discrimination and emotional distress. Malik, meanwhile, struggled with the aftermath. At school, peers whispered about the video, some offering support, others treating him like a spectacle. He stopped wearing his favorite hoodie, self-conscious about how he was perceived. Aisha noticed the change in her son and enrolled him in therapy to process the trauma. You did nothing wrong, she told him. This is about their prejudice, not your worth. The lawsuit gained momentum, drawing attention from activists and community leaders. Aisha organized a town hall meeting inviting residents to discuss systemic racism in Oakwood. The event was packed, with Malik bravely sharing his story. I just wanted to deposit my check, he said, his voice steady. But I was treated like a criminal because of my skin. The room erupted in applause, and several attendees shared their own experiences. Aisha announced the creation of the Johnson Empowerment Fund, a scholarship to support young black entrepreneurs in Oakwood. Malik's story became a catalyst for change, inspiring local businesses to pledge donations. Karen, under pressure, was placed on administrative leave. She claimed she followed protocol, but internal bank records revealed she had a history of flagging transactions by black customers disproportionately. The bank offered a settlement, but Aisha refused. Determined to hold them accountable in court, Malik began channeling his emotions into his music. He produced a track titled Scene, a raw, powerful piece about being judged by appearance. The song went viral, earning praise from artists and activists alike. Malik's confidence slowly returned, bolstered by his mother's unwavering support and the community's response. At home, Aisha and Malik had long conversations about resilience. This world will try to break you, Aisha said one evening, but you're stronger than their ignorance. Use this to fuel your purpose. Malik nodded, his laptop open to a new project. I want to tell stories like this through my music. Maybe it'll help someone else. Aisha smiled, proud but heavy-hearted. She knew the road ahead would be long, but she was determined to fight for justice, not just for Malik, but for every kid who faced similar treatment. 2 years later, the lawsuit against First National Bank reached a verdict. The court ruled in favor of the Johnsons, awarding them $1.5 million in damages. More importantly, the bank was mandated to implement mandatory anti-bias training, and revise its policies on customer interactions. Aisha used part of the settlement to expand the Johnson Empowerment Fund, which had already supported 20 young entrepreneurs, including Malik, who launched his own production company. Sound of Truth. Malik's music career flourished. Scene became an anthem for the banking while black movement, and he was invited to perform at national events. He used his platform to advocate for systemic change, speaking at schools and community centers about overcoming prejudice. His confidence, once shaken, now radiated, inspiring others to pursue their dreams unapologetically. Karen Mitchell was fired from First National Bank and struggled to find work in Oakwood. The public scrutiny forced her to confront her biases, though she never publicly apologized. Some in the community felt sympathy, arguing she was a product of a flawed system. But most agreed her actions warranted consequences. Oakwood itself transformed. The town hall sparked ongoing discussions about race, leading to the formation of a diversity council. Local businesses adopted inclusive practices, and the police department introduced community sensitivity training, partly due to Officer Lee's advocacy. After reflecting on the incident, Aisha's leadership at Horizon Innovations earned her national recognition, and she became a sought-after speaker on workplace diversity. She mentored young professionals, emphasizing the importance of representation in leadership. Change starts at the top, she told audiences, but it's sustained by communities who refuse to stay silent. Malik, now 18, enrolled in college to study music production and business.